I heard this amazing commentary today on the radio in favor of hate speech. When I first heard it, I was a bit taken aback since usually you hear people denouncing hate speech. But when I heard this man's reasoning supporting hate speech, I have to admit he makes sense. His name is Craig Winn, who is also known by the moniker of Yada, and he hosts a talk show named Shattering Myths. I secured permission from him to transcribe his words and present them to you in this video. Here's what Yada had to say. If you are attending an all-black church and it says on the sign that it is a black or African American church, if you attend that church, aren't you exhibiting racism? I've said this on the program in the past. I am a huge proponent of hate speech. I don't think there are many things we can do that are more protective, more moral, or more compassionate than to engage in hate speech. One of the great problems with political correctness is that people have lost the ability to be judgmental and to express their disdain over things that are untrue, destructive, counterproductive, deadly, and damning. So I think our problem is that we have too little hate speech, not too much of it. There's a huge difference between using your words and acting in a violent way. Referring to recent church burnings in South Carolina, Craig said, "Torching other people's property is never under any circumstances, even if you are Janet Reno and going to torch the Branch Davidians, you ought not to do that kind of thing. It's really a bad idea always 100% of the time. Killing people, unless it's in self-defense, is a really bad idea. You ought not to go about killing people. So my hope is that for people who don't like this church, that if it is a racial hatred, then your problem is in your own head and in your own heart, and you need to go and have a serious time out and stop judging people by the color of their skin." After making himself clear on inappropriate hatred, he gave examples of well-placed hatred, including why it's okay to hate some megachurch pastors and leaders of false religions for deceiving large numbers of people and leading them astray to die. Craig said, "I hate institutions that deceive, damn, and destroy and are deadly, but I don't hate their victims. I do despise the perpetrators, so I think it's appropriate for us to say it's okay to hate people who deceive and damn the souls of others. But there's no circumstances ever to hate the victims of deceit or to hate someone because of the color of their skin. But more than this, there are very few circumstances that justify killing, and war is not one of them. America was not justified in flying to Afghanistan or to Iraq or to Libya or to Pakistan or to Somalia or any of these places and killing. We should not kill as an initial response, even in police killings. Killing Tamir Rice, the young Cleveland boy, was just wrong. For those who say you should never engage in hate speech, I would ask them, do you hate speech? For when they condemn hate speech and speaking out against hate speech just means they're hateful of hate speech. And wouldn't that make them guilty of the very thing they are opposing and therefore no longer credible? Something to think about.